So I thought I'd show you kind of a lazy workout today. I do two movements, just front squat and deadlift. I knew I had to get my deadlift reps in, so I was shooting for 5 sets of 5. And I just didn't want to, so I made a little deal with myself that I'd get the 5 sets of 5, but that was it. No assistance work, no volume, no extra volume work. I would just get my squat every day, and I would get my deadlift in. I also wanted to continue to talk about suffering, or in a roundabout way suffering, that I talked about yesterday, because I don't think I articulated it very well, and I was hoping for a rematch. So anyway, basically what you're watching, I'm building up to a heavier single in the front squats, and then I do the deadlifts. Sets of 5. I topped out at 250, which is really good for me, honestly. I took a lot of rest between sets. I was very lazy today. I think I did 9 total sets of work, none of them more than 5 in 45 minutes. So that averages out to like 5 minutes rest per set, which of course wasn't the case, but you get the idea. Anyway, suffering. Yesterday I talked a little bit about like how we're tormented by the past and the future, you know? And the solve for that is, as Ram Dass put it, to be here now, you know? To release our attachments to these constructs and be present in the moment. And like, that's a good idea, but it takes a lot of work, and there's really no guarantee in results, you know? And something I was thinking about was like, I don't know how to put this exactly. Like, we're born into this life, and we all have to die someday. And we spend a lot of time, or maybe you don't, but I spend a lot of time trying to avoid that fact, trying to pretend away the idea that life is finite, that it's going to end, that I'm going to slip into the dark mystery and there'll be nothing for it. It's a terrifying idea, so it makes some sense that we try to ignore that idea, or we try to pretend it away, or just occupy ourselves with petty things, you know? Similarly, we're also born all in. We're also in this life completely. There's no choice. You know, I guess there's one choice. We could end it. But that's not a real choice, you know? I mean, if you've ever been suicidal, you know that that's a thing that happens to you. It's not a thing you choose to do. You know? Like, maybe I don't want to elaborate on that. But like, we spend a lot of time ignoring the fact that we're all in on our lives too. That there's no wiggle room. That you waste a day, you fart into a pillow today. That's you vandalizing your life, you know? And we try to pretend that away too. So we have two things, like our life is going to end, and we're 100% invested in this finite thing, whether we like it or not. You know, and it ties into that same thing of like being tortured by the past and terrified of the future. You know? I'm not sure exactly how they correlate, you know, but they definitely do. I have all these beautiful hawks in my yard, and they're absolutely terrorizing the outdoor cats in the neighborhood. I'm becoming a kind of old man that watches birds. I'm not super excited about that, but yeah, when you see me doing some goofy stretches, you know? So anyway, what's my point? And I say things like, what's my point, to try and bully myself into coming to one, because I don't actually know what my point is. except we're here. Maybe we didn't ask to be born, or if you're a spiritual bent, maybe you did, you know? But we're here, 100%, like it or not, ready or not. People are victimized, you know? We victimize ourselves, we abuse ourselves, we traumatize ourselves, and certainly there are bad actors out in the world that if we don't do these things to ourselves, they're more than happy to do it for us. And I don't want to be labeled as another middle-aged guy that's victim blamey, but I'm not sure the perpetual victim mindset is of any benefit, even if it's true. And that really sucks, you know, because when somebody hurts you, when you're wronged, it's so that gratification that comes from indulging that pain is almost automatic. It might even be automatic, you know. And I'm the product of child abuse. I mean, I certainly understand that. I fell in love with my pain and became a giant in it for decades, you know. But it doesn't change the immutable aspects, you know. You're born into this life. There's no wiggle room. There's no way out. And an ending to it is going to be thrust upon you whether you're ready or not. So something trite then. What are you going to do in the interim? What are you going to do with the time between these two bookends? How are you going to make this something worth experiencing? You know, and this is a small part of that for me. I do this every day. I come down here, and this is a really good example of what this is. A lazier day than normal, but this is what my days look like, man. These are my mornings. Like, I come down here, I pick a couple exercises, I do some lazy dumb stretches, I drink coffee. Today I was listening to Dillinger Escape Plan, and I get some work in. I have a talk with my body. We go back and forth, we negotiate. Sometimes these talks are pleasant, sometimes there's some bullying, sometimes they're a little unpleasant, you know. Today was a good one. Today was nice and easy and slow. I did a lot of rest, and as a result, the weights, my body cooperated. I was in a little pain from yesterday. I did pin benching, which I didn't feature in the video, and I'm feeling something just a little bit crunchy and a little bit sharp in my right shoulder. I'm old, so that's not that uncommon and not worth getting excited about, but also it's something I have to watch out for. So, the hanging, the extra stretching, that's really what that's all about. I don't want to turn a minor tweak into something more exciting. I'm not interested in that transition. Anyway, I know many of you didn't show up here today for my pseudo-philosophical rant on meaning and purpose. I appreciate your time and attention. This is Joe in real life. I love you guys. Be good to each other today. And I'm really going to try hard to do the same.